Welcome to the Grassroots Racing Show. I'm Doug Thompson with co-host Roger Thompson. Roger, we sent Mike Kraft out to Caney Valley Speedway to film a race and the whole night of racing, and we're going to show some really fantastic racing from Caney Valley. Have you ever raced there?
No, I have never been there.
I raced at Caney Valley. We're at the, of course, the Sentinel Buildings studio in the Kansas Auto Racing Museum. And behind the camera that Roger and I are looking at right now is the 05 car, would be the Outlaw Mini Stock. And I raced that car in a new series that was the Outlaw Mini Stock series, and it was a support series for the World of Outlaw, the winged sprint car,
Sure.
World of Outlaw. And we won, I won the first race at West Salem Springs, Arkansas, won the Heat Trophy and Feature, and did the same over at Caney Valley. And I'd been to Caney Valley before. The folks had raced there, and Perky's had raced there years ago. We went down.
Was down in the southeast
yeah,
then?
Yeah, down in the southeast
Okay.
corner. And really good racing. And every time I went down there, and you had to race against the Perky's, the Folk brothers, and man, it was great racing. Now I'm sure it's the guys that are racing now, it's probably their grandfathers.
Well, tonight's race is on the 6th of July. It's an interesting group of race cars. They've got the factory stock, which is usually entry level, and then they have the non-wing micros, and those are fast little sprint type
Becoming
vehicles.
very popular cars.
Yeah, the late models, and then the B modified.
Yeah.
So it's quite a diverse group of race car classes.
Yeah, and you know, we got a request, got an email that came to the show, and they wanted us to come to Caney Valley. They wanted us to run and show the late model racing, and we're going to accommodate, like we oftentimes do on the show. If there's anything we can do to help the local racer, to support the racers, then we want to try and do it. So we asked Mike Kraft to go to Caney Valley. That's a pretty good trip, but we're in that covering not only Kansas, and we've been in Missouri quite a bit. And we'll be going back to Lakeside because that's always good racing, but we've been Springfield and a number of the tracks, so we said, Mike, take the film crew and head off to Caney Valley.
And by the same token, if there's anything the racetracks can do for us, we feel free to speak up. And that is, we would gladly show up if you change the rules just for us for an RWB,
Which
run
means
what you brung.
because
And, because we're old.
more than 65.
More than 65.
So we get to run what you brung, and it doesn't matter. And we like that rule. So far, we haven't any racetrack do it for us yet. What's the matter?
I was trying to tell everybody about the
you go
RWB.
ahead.
Well, there's nothing
No,
else
go
to say
ahead.
now. It's over.
I'll stand mute.
Well, that won't last long, will it?
No,
anyway,
it probably won't.
Anyway, how many tracks have we had notify us that we can certainly join in on that RWB rule?
That actually meant it?
Has there any of them that haven't meant it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
I think Warren Hardy from 81 Speedway said, sure, come on down to the National and run it. So really? Click.
Well, I guess that's why these cars are getting rusty sitting here. Yeah.
Still sitting here with cobwebs on them, and we are going to pull out the modified if I can get it done before this year ends, because we've got to go to the Blacktop Nationals here on August the 23rd through the 25th at Wichita, and Jim Petty asked us to come down and bring the 05, the Goodies, NASCAR Goodies Dash car, and to bring a Craftsman truck down. So we're going to be part of that show and support that August the 23rd through the 25th, downtown Wichita. They're expecting about 180,000 visitors.
I heard that, and I saw the flyer that they put out of all the classes of cars. That's going to be a major event.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic. Looking
forward to it.
forward
Biggest
to
thing
it.
we've ever been to,
Yeah,
I think.
so. And then we have the, of course, we know the Circle Track magazine. If you haven't picked that up from last month's magazine, we're in there. 6-page spread about the Grassroots Racing Show and how television shows such as Grassroots Racing Show can really help the local racer, and we were delighted that
a lot of
Circle
comments
Track,
about local tracks on there too.
Yeah, certainly is. Well, it's time for us to take a break, but when we come back, we're going to be with Mike Kraft at Caney Valley Speedway for the races. Stay tuned.
I'm Ken Tatro, and you're watching the Grassroots Racing Show on my favorite network.
Mendenhall on the inside of the second row with Jeff Crawford on his outside shoulder in the 68. Brennan Harp on the inside of row number 3 in the 95. Daniel Vaughn's 05 on his outside. Justin Lane on the inside. Robert Bright on the outside of row number 4. Brian Swans on the inside of row number 5 in the 3. The 82K of Carlin Kite on his outside shoulder. Preston Keene in the 7K on the inside of the 6th row. Coy Clark C2 on his outside shoulder. Carl Crawford on the inside, Robbie Cheney's 8C on the outside of row number 7, Chad Hauser on the inside of row 8 with Patrick Kay on his outside in the 16, Scotty Swearingen in the 99, and Mike Haddix in the 62. And we've got a green flag on the race. Dunkel takes him into the corner. Bishop on the outside. Bishop and Dunkel down the back chute. Still door to door. Bishop on the outside, Dunkel on the inside. Through the flag stand, it's Dunkel in the 20. Alan Dunkel leads the first lap. Mendenhall on the inside of the second row. He's got Jeff Crawford moves up into the third position. Bishop still on the outside. He'll try to make that happen as they go down into one door to door. Dunkel still your leader by a half a car length. Bishop up on the high side in the 6th car. He'll try him one more time. As they gather up lap traffic, it's Scotty Swearingen in the 99. Here comes the first car to go down a lap. Dunkel gets hung up behind the lap car. Bishop on the outside. Dunkel down on the inside. Makes contact. And the lap car, the 14 of Russ Bartholomew, is the first car to go down a lap. Chance Bishop now your leader in the 06. Being pursued by Dunkel and Crawford. Bishop down the backstretch. He'll lead him into 3. He's running on the high side. Dunkel on the bottom. Crawford on the bottom. As they gather up the 18 car, the number 10, Brandon Jarvis in the 10 car. Next to go down a lap. That's the 18 of Anderson. Anderson up on the high side, giving everybody lots of room. Crawford a little loose down in the corner. Chance Bishop showing us the way in the 06. Dunkel in the 20, trying to pick up a little ground. Followed by a lap car and then Jeff Crawford and Brant Mendenhall. Now we're going to be in lap traffic. Bishop now in heavy traffic as he gets up to Ben Woodard. Ben Hudson, 69 car. The 69 way up high, getting out of the road. Bishop, still your leader. Alan Dunkel in the 2nd spot. Dunkel and Crawford, followed by Brant Mendenhall and Brennan Hart. Brennan Hart rounding out the top 5. And the yellow is out. The yellow flag comes out for the 7 car. That's Justin Lane sitting down there in the middle of turn number 2. Chance Bishop on the point for this one in the 06 car. He'll be pursued by Alan Dunkel and Jeff Crawford, Brant Mendenhall, and Brennan Hart. That's your first 5. As they idle through one, pick it up, gentlemen, gather them up, because we're going to race. Bishop has the option. He can pick it up at any time, and he chooses now. Here we go. He'll take them down into 3. Off 4 come your leaders. Down the back chute. Bishop will take him into 3. Dunkel right there with him. Now down on the bottom. Everybody has moved to the bottom of the speedway in the top 5. Bishop, Dunkel, Crawford, and Mendenhall. And the yellow is out. The yellow flag is out. We have the 3C Brian Swan down there along with Patrick Kay. And the 69 car also involved in that one. That's Ben Hudson. Chance Bishop on the point for this one in the 06 car. He'll be pursued by Alan Dunkel and Jeff Crawford, Grant Mendenhall, and Brennan Harp. That's your first five. As they idle through one, pick it up, gentlemen, gather them up, because we're going to race. Bishop has the option. He can pick it up at any time, and he chooses now. Here we go. He'll take them down into three. Four come your leaders. Down the back strip. Bishop will take them into three. Dunkel right there with him. Now down on the bottom. Everybody has moved to the bottom of the speedway in the top five. Bishop, Dunkel, Crawford, and Mendenhall. And the yellow is out. The yellow flag is out. We have the 3C Brian Swan down there along with Patrick Kay. And the 69 car also involved in that one. That's Ben Hudson. I've got Chance Bishop in the 6 car. Your leader takes him down into three. Alan Dunkel right in his hip pocket. Once again, I have the 99 and the 18. I believe they're done. Bishop down into three, right down on the bottom of the speedway as he has come off the top and gone to the bottom. Top four have all gone to the bottom. Bishop, Dunkel, Crawford, and Mendenhall, all right down on the bottom of the raceway. Brennan Harp and Carl Crawford, 5th and 6th place. Ben Hudson loops the 90, the 69 car, picks up the 11. Once again, Ben Hudson in the 69, bringing out the yellow. Now we're going to go. Bishop and Dunkel down into three. Mendenhall now looking to move up the racetrack ever so slightly. Carlin Kite in the 82, smoking that right rear tire. And he's really smoking that tire. And the 99. Scotty Swearingen in the 99 car. Everybody must go on the outside of the cone. No passing until you get beyond the cone. And here we go. And the white flag is out. White flag is out. One lap left in this. Down the backstretch for the last time. Bishop brings him through three. He'll bring along four. Bishop will pick up the win. Alan Dunkel in second. Jeff Crawford third. Grant Mendenhall fourth. And Brennan Hart will run in the 5th spot. There's your winner, Chance Bishop in the 6. Lights are out. We're going to go back to racing. It'll be Travis Crane in the 925, Corey Green in the 480, Jeff Griggs, Blaine Ray, and Travis Crawford, I think, in the, no, that's the 24. As they come off turn 4, there'll be a challenge, and Corey Green will jump to the front. Corey Green now on the move in the 480 car. As he gets by Travis Crane's 925, and he'll be your new leader as he comes flying by. He has found something. That 54 car. That's Roy Maxwell, started second row outside. He's moved back up into the 4th spot, and he's got things rolling his way. But up there on the top is not the way to go at this point. It's Green, Crane, Griggs, Maxwell, and Blaine Ray. William Owen rolled down through the infield in that 6 car. Obviously problems with that automobile. Corey Green, your leader in the 480. As he brings it off the corner, he's greeted with the white flag. The white flag flies on the 480. Down the back chute, off the corner, the checkered flag will fall. In the late model division, ladies and gentlemen, here's the way they're going to line up to start this one. We've got Zach Simmons in the Z1 automobile. He'll be on the pole for this. Gary Gorby in the 7C car on the outside of row 1. Chance Bishop in the 00 car on the inside of the 2nd row. On his outside shoulder, the 10P driven by Brian Parker. Russell Portwood in the 1R car will start on the inside of the 3rd row. Jacob McGee in the 10 car on the outside. McGee, last week's feature winner. Lynn Jones in the 10J car, starting on the inside of the back row. Shannon Phillips' number 25 car on the outside of row 4. All right, we'll have Zach Simmons and Gary Gorby up there on the front row. And we'll get a little assistance down here. Zach Simmons and Gary Gorby on the front row. Chance Bishop, Brian Parker on the 2nd row. Portwood and McGee in row 3. Jones and Phillips in row 4. Batten down the hatches as they pick it up. Here we go. Gary Gorby leads them down into 1 in the 7 car. Here comes Bishop on the inside as he's up to challenge Simmons. Gorby leads them down into 3. Gorby, Simmons, Bishop, Parker. Bishop once again to challenge Simmons as they run down into turn 3. Simmons tries to close the door. Gary Gorby, your leader in the 7C car. Bishop now goes to the high side. Zach Simmons still holding them off. Here comes McGee in the 10. Bishop once again on the inside. Nose is up there. Next to Simmons is number 1. Down into 1, the battle for second. Here comes Bishop as he gets by, gets to the second spot. McGee now under the 1 car as he'll challenge for third. Gary Gorby, your leader in the 7. Here comes the 0 of Bishop as he'll get down on the inside to challenge. In the 7. Bishop down on the inside in the 00. Gorby on the high side in the 7. Holding on to it. Bishop now up alongside as they go down the back chute, door to door into turn 3. As they come off 4, Bishop in the 0, Gorby in the 7. Off of turn 2, Bishop clearly a car length up now. Gorby drives back in deep on the outside. We're halfway through. Here comes McGee. Down on the inside in the 10. He'll challenge Gorby as they go down the back chute. Chance Bishop, your leader in the 00. Gorby, McGee, side by side, down the back chute. Run into 3. Gorby trying to close the door. McGee's there. Loses a little ground. Chance Bishop has walked away in the 00. Has built a little lead. He's going to gather up some lap traffic. McGee now working hard in that 10 car. Gorby trying to stay on the bottom. That 7 car doesn't want to be there very bad. Trying to preserve that second spot. McGee under him again. This time off of 2. McGee with a little bit of an advantage as they go into 3. McGee now taking over the second spot. Bishop into 3 in the 00. Working on the high side. Bishop in the 0 car, your leader. He'll take them into 1. The 10 car, McGee, in lap traffic. He's in the second spot. Gorby in 3rd. Russell Portwood now taking over the 4th spot from Jack Simmons, who moves back to 5th. Bishop, McGee, Gorby, Portwood, and Simmons. bringing them off turn 4. That's Chance Bishop in the 0-0. Hidden by Shannon Phillips. McGee's 10 car. That second spot, Chance Bishop will pick up the white flag. The white flag will fly. Down the stretch for the last time in this one. Off of turn 4. Chance Bishop picks up the win. Jacob McGee in the second spot in the 10 car. Gary Gorby will finish third in the 7. Russell Portwood will be fourth. Zach Simminger Polsetter will finish 5th. Donnie from your late model feature winner. If you're going to get trophies, you might as well get 2 of them, right, Chance? There you go. All right. Well done, young man. What is outside? Shoulder will be the 48 car of Jim Piercy. On the inside of the second row, we have Leon Bash in his 15B automobile. It'll be Matt Fugate in the 16F on his outside shoulder. Jimmy Davis in the 01 car to start on the inside of the third row. Brad Jarman's X111 on his outside shoulder. It'll be Mike Letterman in the number 8 car on the inside of the fourth row. Jerry Wagner's number 56 on his outside shoulder. Kevin Watson in the 121 car on the inside of the 5th row. And Justin Tyree scheduled to start on the outside. Yep, he's there. Ben Murphy in the 43 car, starting tailback for this one. B-Mod, a feature, ladies and gentlemen. Fireworks display immediately following. Blake Davis on the front row with Jim Piercy on his outside shoulder. Your flagman going to look at them as they roll into 3. They'll begin to pick up the throttle as they exit turn number 4. And here we go. B-Mod, a feature. Heads up, hot stuff. In the 16, turned it around, gathering up Brad Jarman. Also, I'm not sure, I think that's Letterman down there, isn't it, in the 8 car? Headed for the pit area. Lights are out, we're gonna race. Blake Davis and Jim Piercy will idle them into 3. They'll pick up the throttle, we're gonna go. Jerry Wagner right on the bumper of Davis as Piercy leads them off 2. Piercy takes them down the backstretch. In the 48 car, he'll bring them through 3 and off of 4. He's going to lead the first lap. Piercy, Davis, and Wagner. Sitting down there in the bottom of turn, or in the top of turn number 4. Murphy in the 43 car turns it around at the back of the field. Jim Piercy will lead him off 2, and he has the option. He can go anytime, and now he does. He'll take them into 3 and off 4. Piercy, Davis, Wagner, and Davis. the top 5. Here comes Jimmy Davis up on the high side as he'll challenge Jerry Wagner down the backstretch. He'll drive into 3 on the high side of the speedway. Can he make it stick up there? Looks like he's going to get it done. Yes, Davis picks up the spot. Piercy, your leader, down the chute. Blake Davis, Jimmy Davis, Jerry Wagner, Mike Letterman. That's your top 5. Justin Tyree retires the 2T car to the pit area. Piercy. Always steady and always a competitor. He's out in front in this one. He's got some good competitors right behind him in the form of Blake Davis, Jimmy Davis, and Jerry Wagner. Through this one, halfway through it. Jerry Wagner with some problems with the 56, as that automobile didn't want to turn that time by. Piercy in the 48 car, staying right down on the bottom of the speedway and making it work. Blake Davis now has gathered up some distance. Maybe too little too late, but he closes the gap ever so slowly. The 121 of Kevin Watson retiring to the pit area. The 121 retiring. We have 5 laps remaining in this one. 5 laps to go. Jimmy Piercy continuing to lead. Blake Davis right in his pocket now. Question, does he have anything left? Piercy trying to save a little bit of tire maybe as he's trying to ease off that corner. Well, he won't have to save it long. Running the laps down quickly. 3 laps left. Down the backstretch. Piercy will be greeted. As he comes off the corner, the white flag will come out. The white flag out one more time for the 48 car. Piercy down the back chute. Davis, nothing there. As they go through 3 and off 4, the checkered flag will be displayed. It's over. Jim Piercy picking up the win. Blake Davis will finish second. Jimmy Davis third. Jerry Wagner will finish in the 4th spot. Jim Piercy, ladies and gentlemen, picking up the win. Hey, we got a huge fireworks display coming up in just a few minutes. We're going to present a trophy right quick, and then we're going to turn down the lights and turn up the fireworks.
Welcome back to the Grassroots Racing Show. I'm Doug Thompson, co-host Roger Thompson. Hope you've enjoyed the racing from Caney Valley, because Mike Kraft always does a good job. You know, it's tough for a show with the budget that we have to work with to be able to do in-car cameras, but Mike makes that work, gets reasonably good audio, as much as we can pick up from the track announcer, and then he does an excellent job with the footage. And I know there's some interviews we didn't have time because of the racing that we were able to broadcast this time, why we didn't do the interviews, because we wanted you to see the racing from Caney Valley. Small track, pretty much what I would consider a flat track, fairly flat track, and so it's conducive to really good racing. And you know, those guys, the locals, put on a good show, and they had an excellent car count.
There's a lot of lines that a guy can run on that track, and it's incredible to me. I've been with Mike on just one occasion when he set up for doing one of these programs. He goes through a lot of work. I mean, mounting these in-car cameras and talking to everyone and figuring out when they're going to race and what their positions are going to be, and putting everything in order to do that. And this group of race cars down there, a big turnout at Caney Valley.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's like the factory stocks. They started 24 cars, factory stock. Well, what that means, of course, is that there's a lot of younger kids that are getting involved in the racing, and what that also means is that they've been going to the racetrack, they've been watching it, they've some examples that they wanted to follow, some heroes, if you will, and they decided, well, let's get into the racing, and they're getting into that entry level. And of course, that's one of the things that the mini stock class used to do, was a good entry level. Factory stocks are good for that.
Well, and the other thing I notice about this, each heat race is really almost a mini feature, because you've got 8, 9, 10 cars in a heat.
Yeah, on a small track.
On a small track, and that means there's going to be a lot of action.
Yep.
And like you mentioned, I recognize some of these names, like Bartholomew. I remember Bartholomew from the St. Louis area, I think, that raced with us for a long time, and some of these other guys. Then you get down here, there's a non-winged micro. That's those little motorcycle-powered mini sprint cars, I call them. But they look like sprint cars. Yeah, they're very fast.
Very fast. Those motorcycle engines are very fast, and they're powerful engines.
Yeah. And I see that there's, then we go down to the late model feature. I see there's a misprint in here, Glenda. We've got Chance Bishop winning both the factory stock and the non-wing micro. Are there two kids named Chance Bishop?
No, I think that's the same kid. I think he's running both classes of cars. He didn't run that factory stock car against the late models and win. I think he jumped out of the factory stock cars, got into the late models, and he was good enough to win that too.
You think so?
Oh, I think so. I don't think it was two different people with the same name, but
okay.
But matter of fact, when we got the email, one of the requests was that not only would we show racing from Caney Valley, but also show the late model feature. So they were extremely proud, whoever sent the email, and I don't remember the name, but they sent the email. They were extremely proud of the late model class, and rightfully so, because that's a good field of cars, and they are very competitive. I recognize the names of many of these folks off here that are running in the late model class at other tracks and have been successful at them. And you know, look at the third place guys, Gary Gorby, and Gary runs a lot of places. So this is a good, and they were right. All of the racing was good, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you keep watching every week to watch the Grassroots Racing Show. Roger and I have an awfully good time doing the show. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week on the Grassroots Racing Show.